Now we discussed two sections in chapter 4. Now we will first deal with section 1, which deals with further inquiries. Now, when already 6 inquiries are answered till now, so if 6 inquiries are answered, naturally the inquirer has to be very, very excited and happy. Then he got perfect answers to the perfect questions. Because if you remember in the beginning, Suta Goswami had said, your questions are glorious, perfect, appreciated. And now, appreciation was given from speaker to the audience. Now, audience also has to give appreciation. And that appreciation is given in text 1. Where Shaunak Rishi, on behalf of the audience, congratulates Suta Goswami for answering so perfectly and satisfying their inquiries. Very important lesson to learn. Srila Prabhupada explains that an congratulator who congratulates the speaker should have 3 qualifications. He should be learned. He says here, first of all, rather we should go in order. He should be leader of the house, because out of the whole audience, leader, elderly, and also vastly learned. These 3 qualifications, leader, elderly, and being learned, makes one or qualifies one to be the congratulator for the speaker in such an exalted audience. After that, after expressing his heartfelt congratulations, happiness, excitement, eagerness, then, and also how he congratulates, he calls him Suta Suta, very excitedly. Twice he says Suta Suta in the second verse. In the second verse, says Suta Suta, and then he says Mahabhaga. You are the most fortunate of those who can speak and recite. So Suta Suta Mahabhaga, most fortunate. So thus he highlights or glorifies the position of the speaker, Suta Goswami. And after doing that, he takes to the inquiries, 2 to 12. What are the inquiries? Now the first inquiry, or the first category of inquiry, which is being asked in text number text number 2 to 12. So second text, if you see, the inquiry is made. Please relate the pious messages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Of Srimad Bhagavatam, which was spoken by Shukadev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. Who spoke? Shukadev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. And then later on compiled by Vyasadev. So please relate the pious message of Srimad Bhagavatam which Shukadev Goswami spoke to Maharaj Parikshit and compiled by Vyasadev. Now, when these 3 names come, Shukadev Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit and Vyasadev, all the other inquiries relate to these personalities. Now, the next inquiry we will write on a fresh board. So, after asking about Bhagavatam, in text number 2, this is in text number 2, then he goes to the second set of inquiries, which is about Vyasadev compiling Bhagavatam. Says why he compiled, when he compiled, what inspired him to compile. This is all in text 3. And this is that inquiry which was answered later on this chapter from 1.4.14 onwards till 1.7.8 or 9 or till. In these verses, this inquiry was answered. So this was raised in text 3 of chapter 4. Then after that, in the third set of inquiries was about Shukdev Goswami. We are writing in short, but Shukdev Goswami, this inquiry was raised in text 4 and 5. And 6. So you can say 4 to 6 was all about Shukdev Goswami. About his position, how he was received in the kingdom of Hastinapur when he went to explain Bhagavad to Maharaj Parikshit. So Shukdev Goswami's position before his meeting with Maharaj Parikshit. And the fourth question was about meeting between Shukdev Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit. Now first is, this question was raised in 7 and 8. So if you notice, the first is Shukdev Goswami before meeting, inquiry about him. Then inquiry how this meeting took place, because he was a king, he was a renunciant. He would never stay at the house of a king for more than the time of milking a cow. How is it that they landed up staying together for 1 week and discussing Srimad Bhagavatam? And once that was done, another doubt which comes, the fifth level of inquiry, is about Maharaj Parikshit. How come Maharaj Parikshit, basically they ask about his birth, his activities, and his departure from this world, and his renunciation. So his janma, his karma and mrityu, or leaving his body, or departure, or renunciation. Such a powerful king, how he renounced everything and happened to sit with Shukdev Goswami. So first, Shukdev will never sit because he doesn't stay for such a long time. Only for the milking of cows he stays, and he would not sit with him and renounce everything. That question is raised between 9 to 12. That is the inquisitiveness sages are having, that because why the question about Bhagavatam is being raised? Because in the third chapter, in 1.3.40 to 44, the last chapter, Bhagavatam is glorified. And naturally, when you glorify something in front of sincere audience, they want to know more about that subject. So they wanted to know more about Bhagavatam. So then the chapter 4 begins with inquiry about Bhagavatam. And when Bhagavatam comes in picture, then Shukdev, Parikshit Maharaj, Vyasadev, they all come in picture. Questions about them. And this way more and more nectar is turned. And then not only that, after they present all their inquiries, then text number 13. In text number 13, so till, if you can see here, till 12th verse they present their inquiries. From 2nd till 12th, the inquiries were given. Now in text number 13, they establish, or rather we should say, they acknowledge Suta's qualifications, Srila Suta Goswami's qualification. How he is qualified to answer all their questions. He might not be expert in some portion of Vedas because of pronunciation, because of a certain background, but they say that is not important. Pronunciation is not important. Certain skill is not there. but the realization is there. And they say realization, Srila Prabhupada writes, realization is more important than parrot-like chanting. So somebody may be very expert in chanting, in metric pronunciation, in singing, in the meters, but Suta Goswami was a realized soul, and they acknowledge that qualification. Therefore, they have complete confidence, and they are taking full shelter of Suta Goswami that please give us knowledge and please help us to understand these subject matters and churn the nectar. Now we'll go to section 2, which is the major section of chapter 4. Hare Krishna.